Okay, today we are playing a game on Oasis. We are in the Platinum SR range, and we will be playing Zenyatta the entire way through. And our current team composition is D.Va, Zarya, Genji, Tracer, Zenyatta, and Mercy. It's a pretty King of the Hill team, you know? We've got no main tank, but it's King of the Hill map, doesn't matter. We are playing Zenyatta, but our entire team is gonna kinda go off and leave us behind, so it could be kinda scary if their team is pretty divey as well, but we will see how it goes. Goes pretty well. I'm trying to find a space, but all of my tables are taken up by rubbish. Alright, so let's start the game. So, we're on University to start with. We do also have new Mercy, so it's a good thing we have a Mercy on our team, because otherwise, well, we'd be pretty sad, frankly. So, if we're, it's not, if somebody's just like walking around in front of you like this, it's not worth just charging up the right click, because you'll do more, because it's a Roadhog, so it's not like you're gonna 100-0 this dude with your right click. You're better off just like putting the Discord on him and left clicking at him, but he still dies in the end regardless. But of course, they also have new Mercy, so it doesn't end up amounting to much. And now we're in an awkward position because our team's pretty divey, but they've got a Tracer, so we end up coming over here to back away from the Tracer, but Roadhog's over here as well, and no one on our team is in sight, because they're, of course, all pretty divey as well, so that's the fear, that we end up, just kind of by ourselves, but versus people that are, well, anybody on their team, basically. Zenyatta, we don't like people being on our face, particularly. So, Genji's changed to Reaper, which is a good change, because they have a Winston and a Roadhog. We see D.Va getting bullied around over there, and there's not much we can really do to stop that. Don't just, like, charge your right-click up on people if they're just, like, in your field of view, just, like, left-click them. I will die on this hill. Zenyatta's right-click is a bad ability, except used in specific situations, which is, like, you're tracking someone through a wall with your Discord orb or infrasight, and you're trying to just pop them as they come out. You're trying to like peek a turret to death. Maybe if you're just gonna peek a corner in general, but like any other time, just don't use it, because and someone always gets upset about it. They're like, oh, if you watch the pro players do it, they do it all the time. You ain't a pro player. If you've used Zenyatta's right click at the wrong time, you can end up dying for it if you use it at a really bad time, but like you can also just end up not being very productive for a few seconds, which is also bad, though less terrible. Just like left click people. It usually works out better. Someone always gets upset about it. I don't know why Zenyatta's right click inspires such passion in people. So we spend a long time coming up here onto the corner. It's not really worth it, because like, yeah, this is high ground, but it's not worth removing yourself from the fight for like 2 or 3 seconds to try and get up here. And we end up like getting down here off of here pretty quickly, because we would end up not being able to see anybody. We are, of course, also advancing into a Roadhog, which is bad practice in general, but as Zenyatta in particular, you can still kind of get 100-0'd as Zenyatta, because he's just a big floating cube as a hitbox. So we've got Transcendence now, which is pretty cool. But I forgot to mention this, but we're playing on console. I've just noticed right now, because we've got some strange hieroglyphics underneath the ability. So if that bothers you at all, you know, we're watching a console game. So here's Winston now, and he's very upset, but he's also kind of in here by himself, so he ended up having to just run away. We could have used it sooner, because there are our ultimate sooner, because there are a few people like low HP, and they're coming in, well, Reaper's low HP and other people are getting hit. But like, this is a fight where Winston's coming with Primal Rage, this is like a fight's gonna happen kind of team fight. And they don't really have an ultimate that we are gonna just cancel out with Transcendence, so we can be a little bit more, like, forthcoming with it. In the end, we end up using it because we drop really low, which is fair enough. And then we try to come over here to get the D.Va. But you gotta think about where you're gonna be standing when Transcendence ends, right? Because we go over here to get the D.Va, and we, like, get bumped away, so it takes a little bit extra. But then we hang out over here with the D.Va as Transcendence is ending. We're just, like, neck deep in the enemy team at this point. when you're using Transcendence, yeah, you want to heal these people, but then you don't also want to be standing next to the enemy team when Transcendence ends. You gotta start, like, moving back so that you don't get killed as soon as you come out of Transcendence, because you do still want to be alive, ideally. So our whole team is dead right now, so we have to wait for them to regroup. We shouldn't even really be this far up, because it's really easy to get picked off as Zenyatta. And our whole team is still coming back, and we're still, like, advancing in while we're by ourselves right now. And we got picked off because we're standing too far up. Like, you don't want to be the front line as Zenyatta, which is what we elected to be. Reaper's getting bullied around right now. He's pretty unhappy about that, but he still killed McCree in the end. So there's a Tracer hopping around back here. Try to get her as she comes around the corner. She's kind of small, though, so it doesn't end up working out. And a few of our team are dead. Diva's alive again because we have Mercy on our team. We are advancing into the person that we're shooting at again. We don't need to do so. Moving closer to the Tracer doesn't do anything for you, but it makes it easier for Tracer to hit you. Try not to, like, walk into the people that you're shooting at as Zenyatta, because your weapon doesn't have any fall-off damage. You don't want to be close to people. This is, again, a situation where we should just be left-clicking this dude, because, like, this guy's coming, and we're just still charging up the right-click anyway, and he doesn't even have the Discord orb on him. Just, like, left-click the dude. He's walking right at you, and his head is nice and big and easy to hit. And then, like, Tracer's behind us, so we kind of get, like, forced into this position where, like, oh, we don't want to go back. We want to get away from the Tracer, but then we end up moving into the whole hog as well. So, it's kind of a lose-lose situation at that point. As you can see, this game is quite short, so either we lose 2 rounds really soundly or we win 2 rounds pretty soundly. So, you know, you can place your bets now on what happens on that one. So Winston's pretty upset about something. And kind of advancing into the people, because we could just stand around the further back and, like, shoot through the doorway at this dude. We're kind of, like, moving in, and, like, yeah, we're kind of afraid, like, maybe we'll lose the game if we're not touching the point. There's still people over here. We're going to be standing further back, because we're, again, walking into this Roadhog, shooting at the McCree. We did get the McCree, though, so that feels good. And then we're walking into the Roadhog again. We're also moving on to the point. Generally, if you're playing a support, the point is the last place you want to be standing, because the point is generally the scariest place to stand. And then think about where we're moving as we're shooting. We're slowly drifting to their side of the map, and then, like, right before we just, like, managed to walk right into where McCree's getting revived. We're slowly advancing into them the entire time, which we don't want to do as Zenyatta. We want to be as far away from the enemy team as possible. As long as you're close enough to put your orbs on people, you're inside your effective range, you don't need to be any closer. And we got people on the point. It's not like we need to stand on the point or lose the game right now. Here's Winston again. Winston doesn't seem to, like, notice that we're here, so it kind of all works out in the end. We do get control of this point in the end. Like, we're gonna get there eventually. Don't worry. They've not really been winning the fight for a while. It's just taken us a while to actually win the fight, you know? So, tracking this person through the corners. They don't end up coming out anywhere that we can shoot them. We get a little overzealous here as well. We did manage to kill the McCree right there, so it feels good, man. Here comes Tracer. Tracer's killed Mercy, which is very sad indeed, and there's not a lot you can do to stop it as Zenyatta, except just kill the Tracer. Again, we don't need to be charging our right-click during this period of time, but, you know, whatever. We managed to build up Transcendence again, so we get to survive this situation. If we died right there, and don't do this, we already don't want to be advancing into people as Zenyatta, as we just established, then we advance into McCree, who, if he E's you, you die. Like, we don't want that. Or if he just, like, shoots you, because you're really easy to hit as Zenyatta, don't advance into the people that you shoot at. It's going to get you killed. Just because we didn't get punished for it doesn't mean we shouldn't have gotten punished for it. So now they've all just kind of been coming at us one by one for a while, so it's been pretty easy for us to kill them, because they've been staggering themselves for a while. Elo hell exists in all Elos, so, you know, this is of no great surprise to anyone. McCree walking onto the point by himself, both their supports are dead. Again, we're walking into the people that we're trying to shoot at, and one of them's McCree, again, which we don't want to do. And then we got like 9 extra ultimates. Diva uses her ultimate as well. We got like 9 ultimates we didn't actually have to use because they just staggered themselves for like a minute straight at the end, which is very convenient for us. So yeah, not to spoil the surprise or anything, but we win this round also, seeing as, you know, the game is half over at this point. So now we're on Garden, which is a pretty good map for Zenyatta because you can sit pretty far away from the enemy team usually. We start getting really close to people again. So our team is kind of like split up on which ways they want to go, where half the team went down the right-hand side, and when the rest of us went over here, like the really right-hand side, like below and behind the point. And we're just kind of walking in this way basically by ourselves. We got Junkrat with us, but that's kind of it. Then we get shot by an icicle, and we kind of go looking for the Mei. If we find Mei, she probably kills us, so don't go looking for her, you know? So we've ended up just slowly being able to drift on the point. Again, we're walking into the person that we're shooting at, which is a bad habit. And we don't want to be standing on the point, because as we've just established earlier, standing on the point is usually the most dangerous place. We want to be standing on, like, our opposing window, so that, we can just sort of sit off the edge of the point and just put our orbs on people and shoot at people. Now that we've gotten control of the point also, and we don't seem very threatened, really, we can come and stand up here as well, because, as Master Obi-Wan Kenobi taught us, high ground is really fucking overpowered. So we can go stand up there. And if you have to get off the high ground, you just get down again, but, like, it's really hard to actually get up there, and as long as you're just paying attention, you'll be fine. Like, you won't get surprised or anything. So, kind of genuinely surprising to just kill the Mei, isn't it? Because didn't it just feel like she was going to push shift part way through? No, didn't happen. So we're standing around on the point. We don't want to be standing on the point. We've also slightly been drifting into their side of the map again. And Roadhog pops out and kills us. We don't want to be standing just, like, on the point. We want to be standing in, like, our window or on the high ground above the point, because high ground's pretty safe, and you can shoot at people and put your orbs on people, and generally have a really good time as Zenyatta. We, keep positioning in really dangerous places and, like, really close to the enemy. And we have this habit of walking into the people that we're shooting at. We don't want to do any of these things. This is a rare instance of a game where we win it, like, pretty easily, like 2-0, and, there's still, you know, a few things to talk about still. So, unless you're gonna completely headshot this Roadhog, like, not worth it, just, like, left-click the dude, unless you're gonna hit him in the head somehow from behind, which is really hard to do. Because his head, the way his model is, his head is, like, slightly forward on it. He's not built like a snowman. We also, to do this, have, again, slowly drifted to their side of the map. So, we end up getting killed by a Zenyatta, but there's also a Doomfist and such over there as well, so, like, we've slowly just, again, been drifting into a dangerous place. It's okay, though, New Mercy reses us, and now we're alive again. So we see people low HP, we decide we're just gonna use Transcendence. We could have used it earlier, because, like, this is happening, so, like, maybe this is, like, a fight that we're in, basically. But we use it now. Doesn't really ultimately matter. We could have, like, used it a little sooner, perhaps. But we win this fight. It doesn't matter. Here's Mei. Mei's dead now. So we maintain control of the point. We don't want to be standing on the point still. We just go stand, like, up on the high ground or in our window, because those are very safe places to stand. We try and pick somebody off as they come around the corner. It's just Roadhog. We do not kill Roadhog as he comes through the corner. Try again. Reaper going in very, very eagerly. And so Roadhog goes off that way, and we see him start going into that doorway, right? And we can still see, because he's just got Discord Orb on him, so we can see where he's coming. He comes into the doorway. Discord Orb is slowly walking its way over to us. And we just, like, don't really realize he's there until he's already killing us again. Again, we're standing, like, on the front line. Our whole team except Reaper is standing behind us, and we're just kind of up there by ourselves, and then we just get picked off by Roadhog again, and we die. We stand too close. Always we are standing too close. Sometimes we get punished for it, and sometimes we don't get punished for it, but we should get punished for it more than we do, honestly. So, we do lose control of the point very briefly here. We've been walled off by Mei. The fight's not exactly going well. This really triggered me, because we cancel our reload about 18 fucking times. Just, like, let the reload happen. rather than doing this. Like, we put our Harmony Orb on somebody, and then like, like, just reload. Like, the Roadhog's dead. You're not safe. It's Winston, actually. The Winston's dead. Like, just let the reload happen, rather than canceling it, like, 87 times. So again, we've moved into the people that we're shooting at, and the people that we've been moving into are May and Roadhog. So, we're pretty fucked, and like, half our team was dead, so like, it wasn't gonna happen. We just throw our life away. We walk onto the point next to all these people that we don't want to be standing next to, and they just kill us, as they should. So we almost have Transcendence built up again now, which is cool. We decide that we're going to come around this way. We don't really like to go up this way, because we don't like to be close to people as Zenyatta, but this is where, like, most of our team is going, so we feel like we have to. So we've already lost Mercy and, Reaper, so it doesn't look like it's going well, but then D.Va kills half their team, including both their supports, so suddenly it's going really well, even though this fight started off quite poorly. Honestly, I just use Transcendence. You turn around and you see, like, alright, maybe you don't think you need to use it for, like, the Doomfist and the well, there's May's dead. Maybe you don't think you need to use it for Doomfist. Turn around and see that, just use your ult. Like, it's not, you're the only support currently alive. You don't want to die when you're about to get control of the point and you've got your ultimate. But it's okay, Mercy gets back in time to res us. Now we use our ultimate. Now there's like no need to use the ultimate because we've already won the fight and nobody on our team is actually low HP. So, the only reason we would have had to use it before is to save ourselves. So Zenyatta's doing this. This is inconvenient. May's using her ultimate as well. Turns out she's behind us, so we get frozen really quickly. Again, we don't want to be standing on the point still, just as a standing thing, because the point is the most dangerous place to stand, and we'd rather be standing in the window or the high ground. So we could have avoided that by just positioning safer, you know, which is usually how a lot of deaths can be avoided. So, fight's not exactly going well, because Mercy also died in our absence. We've still got a lot of time, so, like, you know, we're not too concerned about it. We are all the way over here, all by our lonesome, and then we can't decide on who we want to try and kill. We end up killing nobody. But, like, half our team's kind of dead at that point, and we're standing really close to the enemy team. Just, like, fall back and regroup. So we're coming back again. We've still got some time. You know, we've got, like, one go left in us, so we're, like, kinda stressed, but we're not, like, stressed, you know. And we got a whole extra round as well. So, now our whole team is actually coming in through the same door. Isn't that absolutely incredible? And we're walking into the people that we're shooting at again. And the person that we're walking into is a Roadhog. The whole team is still over slightly to our left. And we end up dying. We should not have been this close. Yet again, we've been walking into people we shoot at. It's okay, Mercy reses us again though, so even though we made a mistake, we don't get punished for it ultimately, because we're alive again now. And we capture the point, and we win the game, to no one's great surprise, because I spoiled that a while ago. So, do we see the play of the game in this replay? Yeah, we do. Who got play of the game? D.Va? It's gotta be D.Va, right? The triple kill? No, it's Reaper. What did Reaper do? Fair enough. D.Va's was better. He ends up getting the Tracer as well. I see. Stolen. So, fucking fly. The thing that stands out, we are always standing in dangerous places. We are always moving into the people that we're shooting at, which we don't want to be. We want to be as far away as possible as Zenyatta. Because we are a big old floating cube that's easy to kill. And we're a support, so we don't want to die. I mean, we don't want to die in general, but if you're playing a support, you really don't want to die, because if you die, it tends to be really bad for your team shortly afterwards as well. And Zenyatta, as long as you're in range of putting both your orbs on people, you're in your optimum range. You can be as far away as possible. Just don't move into people you're shooting at. Stand in safer places. Try to avoid standing on the point if at all possible. And don't walk into people that we're shooting at. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. And I hope you found the video helpful.